From frying vegetables to baking, this oil starts a journey long before it reaches your stove.
On store shelves, it looks simple and clean, but behind each bottle is a massive industrial process.
It begins out here, in fields filled with millions of sunflowers, all grown for their tiny seeds. And it continues here, inside one of the largest sunflower oil factories in the world.
Today, we'll go inside and follow sunflower seeds through every step, from raw harvest to refined oil.
We'll see how the oil is extracted, purified, bottled, and prepared for supermarkets around the globe.
In your kitchen, it's an everyday ingredient, but in the factory, it's a finely controlled science.
Our story is the transformation of hard black seeds into crystal clear cooking oil.
We'll follow the process in stages, from seed arrival and cleaning, through crushing and refining, all the way to packaging. Every day, hundreds of tons of seeds arrive at facilities like this to keep production flowing. First, let's see how sunflower seeds travel from the field to giant storage silos.
After the sunflowers dry in the field, special harvesters cut the heads and collect the seeds.
Inside the machine, spinning drums break apart the heads, shaking loose the seeds.
The seeds are collected in a large tank on the harvester, building up into a moving mountain. From here, trucks begin the journey toward the industrial heart of sunflower oil production. At the factory gate, every load is registered and directed toward inspection and weighing.
First, the truck drives onto a weigh bridge, so the exact mass of seeds can be recorded.
A mechanical probe dives into the load and collects seed samples from different depths. These samples go to a small lab where moisture, oil content, and foreign materials are checked.
If the moisture is too high, the seeds could spoil in storage or cause issues in processing.
Once approved, the entire truck is tipped and tons of seeds cascade into a deep receiving pit. Make sure all seeds be of sunflower.
Here, gravity does the work, sending thousands of kilograms of seeds into the system in seconds. Underground conveyors immediately move the seeds away from the pit to prevent blockages.
The seeds are then lifted to huge storage silos, each capable of holding hundreds of tons.
Inside the silos, the seeds pile up into massive cones, slowly filling the cavernous space. When it's time to process, the bottom of the silo opens, feeding seeds into reclaim conveyors.
Operators regularly inspect these lines to ensure the seeds move steadily without clogging. From storage, the seeds head to the first critical stage inside the factory, cleaning and preparation. Make sure all seeds are of sunflower.
Raw seeds arrive covered in dust, stems, and stones, so the first job is to clean them thoroughly.
Rotating drum cleaners remove large trash, letting only seeds and smaller particles pass through.
Vibrating screens shake out dust and small impurities that could affect the machines later. Powerful fans pull off lighter husks and plant fragments, leaving a denser stream of clean seeds. Strong magnets catch any stray metal pieces that might damage grinders or presses.
Differences in weight and airflow guide the stones in one direction and the seeds in another.
Small viewing windows allow staff to visually confirm that the cleaning is working as expected.
At this point, the seeds are much more uniform, ready for the next stage, removing their tough hulls.
As the seeds collide with rotating bars, the shells crack, freeing the softer inner kernels.
The result is a stream of clean kernels and a separate byproduct of hulls, often used for fuel or feed.
Before pressing, the kernels are conditioned by gently heating and adjusting their moisture.
Roller mills crack the kernels and gradually flatten them into thin flakes. Now fully prepared, the flakes head toward the heart of the factory, the oil extraction lines.
Operators constantly check flake thickness and temperature to keep extraction efficiency high.
The first extraction stage uses powerful mechanical presses to crush the flakes. As the space gets tighter, the pressure rises, squeezing liquid oil out through small openings. Here we see the first crude oil, darker and cloudier than the finished product you know. What remains is pressed cake, a solid material still containing some oil. To recover most of the remaining oil, the cake is sent to a second stage called solvent extraction. Press cake is loaded into a continuous extractor, a long machine where it slowly moves through solvent spray. The solvent washes through the cake, dissolving the oil into a liquid mixture called micella.
This micella is moved through closed pipes to distillation systems, where the oil and solvent are separated.
The evaporated solvent is condensed and reused, minimizing waste and environmental impact.
The press cake transformed into meal shows how every part of the seed is used in some way.
Back on the oil side, both pressed and extracted crude oils are combined and sent to buffer tanks.
Regular samples are taken from here to check color, impurities, and basic quality before refining.
In the lab, technicians measure things like free fatty acids and phosphorus that will be removed later.
Next, we'll refine the crude sunflower oil step by step until it's ready for your kitchen. The crude oil arriving here still contains gums, free fatty acids, pigments, and odors that must be removed. By stirring in a small amount of water, gums become hydrated and can separate from the oil.
High-speed centrifuges then spin out the hydrated gums, leaving cleaner oil behind.
You can see the difference in this sample tube with a clear oil layer floating above darker gums.
Small amounts of alkali are carefully dosed into the oil stream, reacting with the unwanted acids. This reaction forms soap stock, which carries away the free fatty acids when separated.
Again, centrifuges do the heavy lifting, spinning out the heavier soap phase from the purified oil.
The oil is gently washed with water to remove remnants of soap and any remaining traces of chemicals.
After washing, vacuum dryers remove moisture, preventing the oil from spoiling or foaming later.
Now it's time to improve the color by bleaching the oil with natural clay.
In large vessels, the oil and clay mix under vacuum, allowing the earth to absorb unwanted colorants. The oil then passes through filters that trap the clay and any pigments it has captured.
The color becomes pale and uniform, much closer to what you see in bottled oil.
In deodorization columns, hot oil flows downward while steam rises, stripping away volatile compounds.
Side by side, the difference is dramatic. Clear, bright, and practically odorless after refining.
Each tank is clearly labeled with batch numbers and dates, allowing full traceability. Before bottling, more samples are taken for detailed quality checks in the laboratory.
Advanced instruments measure color, clarity, and chemical markers to ensure the oil meets strict food standards.
Only when every test passes does the oil receive approval for bottling and shipment. In the next section, we'll see how the oil is filled, labeled, and prepared for stores around the world. After all these stages, the oil is now brilliantly clear and ready to meet the bottle. It looks simple, but behind this clarity lies an entire city of machines and careful control. Unscramblers automatically orient the bottles upright and place them onto the filling line.
Then, precise filling heads descend into each bottle, dosing exactly the right amount of oil. Sensors and flow meters ensure every bottle is filled to the same level, down to a fraction of a gram. Next, labelers apply branded sleeves or wrap labels, turning anonymous bottles into recognizable products.
Stretch wrap secures each pallet, holding every case of oil firmly in place during transport.
The finished pallets are stored in a vast warehouse, waiting for the next step of their journey.
At the docks, trucks are loaded with pallets of sunflower oil bound for supermarkets and distributors. From here, the finished oil leaves the factory, heading to stores and kitchens around the world.
Before entering production zones, staff follow hygiene procedures, including hairnets, gloves, and clean uniforms.
Safety rules and personal protective equipment protect both the workers and the product.
In specialized labs, samples of oil and even surfaces are regularly checked for microbes and contaminants.
Chemical analyses check for oxidation, contaminants, and freshness, ensuring the oil remains stable over time.
The result is a product that looks simple, but is backed by layers of technology, testing, and care.
When you grab a bottle of sunflower oil at the store, you're holding the end of a long, carefully managed chain.
From seeds in a dusty field to silos, presses, refineries, and bottling lines, it all leads back to your kitchen.
Every crispy fry or sautéed vegetable carries a hidden story of agriculture and engineering.
If you enjoyed seeing how sunflower oil is really made, subscribe for more factory journeys behind everyday products.